Guys, this time I'll be reviewing Format Library's Moralltach Monthly 32 Top 4 match, yet another one in the series of Top Cut matches where I made some major misplays. This tournament took place back in October and November of 2024 and had 66 registered players with a top 8 top cut. Once again, same 40 card Geargia Hands. Let's get to the game. So I'm playing against Devastated, another good player. His nickname is Anita Max Wynn. And this time I went first with a somewhat decent hand. What's clumsy about this hand is that if he has Exit and Access plus MST or Book of Moon, you lose almost on the spot and you cannot really preemptively maxi against Geargia. Anyway, we go to armor, setting and everything nonetheless, so we'll be ready for more scenarios. As for Devastated's plays, making Alucard and then Soul Charge or some other similar plays are just complicating things, so it's best to just Dark Hole and set up your own armor. Other than Bottomless, not much bothers him since you already get to revive Arsenal next turn if need be with Giano MK2. And he does exactly that, but we disrupt, so we decide to use Torrential because we cannot effectively deal with his armor. He of course charges here. Yes, because it's imperative to establish armor as soon as possible. And this presents us with a good maxi opportunity, since we'll at least get 1-for-1, plus we'll stop him from getting to armor, plus we'll possibly get our hands going if he doesn't use Arsenal. Although we have 2 back row, one of which could be MST, or wiretap. He chose to not give us any more draws. If you had any back row removal here, Geargia Gear, Kiano, MK2, that would be quite devastating along with back row removal, but yeah, we don't have it. So to be fair, I also wouldn't trigger Arsenal at this point, since Fiendish Chain can also stop almost anything. Here we make a decision to get our hands going rather than try to get to Soul of Silver Mountain and then into armor. The only difference is that summoning Fire Hand plays around Solemn Morning and Breakthrough Skill, and leaves perhaps Fiendish Chained Fire Hand for our opponent to deal with later. And Fiendish Chain gets used on Fire Hand. But we ought to do some plays with MK2 next turn. So he gets to armor, and it's probably best to use Bottomless here to close the loop, the revival loop, and to prevent setting up more armors than we can handle. So 1 is manageable. So the plan is here to just simply make Alucard, summoning MK2, getting to Arsenal to Geargiano. But Maxi changes our plans. And we decide to once again play a bit slower. So we'll Fiendish Chain the flipped armor and compulse any XYZ that comes down. We crash MK2s. We could compulse the armor in standby phase, but overall it's just better to use it on the XYZ monsters. So yeah, he now draws MST, uses it blindly, and it actually hits Fiendish. So seeing had it hit Compulse, seeing Devastated's hand with being so much tempo advantage, because we would just chain it, with most likely win in 2 turns. But yeah, since it's Fiendish, we can't do much. He flips the armor, adds Accelerator, summons Gigant. And we decide to compulse, even though he'll float into MK2. He has he has another level 3 in hand. And now we lost the driver's seat because Alucard pops our armor. Okay, top decked MK2 means Silver Mountain plus setup for next turn. So after having top decked Geargia Gear, we're now eager to misplay to the best of our ability. If we clear all level 4 guys, he can after the chain. So if you clear both level 4s, he can basically only tap top deck Soul Charge. If I remember correctly, I only thought of options if he is to top deck a level 4, normal summon it, and how much of our board can he clear. But I forgot to calculate the possible top special summoned top deck 4, such as Accelerator. So here, after Silver Mountain gets to summon something, it surely is the best play to make Black Ship of Corn, even dealing thousands of points of damage, as it gets rid of level 4 MK2. Dark Hole also puts us on square one, either by making Black Ship of Corn or whatever we did, but that's just one card, and it's a risk worth taking. So here getting to Guyana is also the correct play, but then we make Emerald, who gets something if we want to dig for a back row, probably. And we don't get it. But even if it was, Alucard would just clear it. So at least we made our Geargia Gears live again. I think we have all 3 of them, yes, in the deck. So he top decks the best card in the deck, a special summoned Geargia. And he clears the whole board. Gigant. MK2 into silver. So if we had at least top decked, if we at least had Fire Hand, instead of ice, we could clear both Geargias this way. So this sucks for us, and we top deck another arsenal. So if Devastated plays well, we don't really have much to top deck here. We go for armor, setting it. So he should at this point get to MK2 from graveyard, and then make Emerald to make Alucard, of course, recycling with Emerald, and then summoning Alucard to pop our known armor. That's 7,700 damage in game, but he doesn't do that. So now, without top decking a level 4 Geargia, he can't even make Dweller, and a single hand can clear quite a lot. If he attacks and we get rid of Soul of Silver Mountain, we can easily turn this game around with Geargia Gear. We'll see what happens. But he top decks a level 4, which means Dweller and game. So yeah, small misplay, maybe not that small, and some disgusting top decks, but we'll push through in other two games. So game 2. We open a somewhat okay hand. With this hand, I always set MK2, since we'll be able to flip it and revive the one of Gianos summoned by Gear. We set everything because only Execton with Book of Moon clears us through 3 Fiendish Chains. He sets everything. So just one small tip, I suppose. If there are no out-of-the-box factors such as tragedy, you should always summon Gianos in attack position when activating Geargia Gear in end phase, in opponent's end phase. If you'll be attacking by any chance with this, you can still switch whoever didn't attack to defense, but if you summon them in defense in end phase, you can put them to attack to test the waters, and if they'll have to stay in attack, they'll have to stay in attack if you didn't, uh, because you already manually switched their position. So it's a very niche play, but comes up from time to time. So I really suggest you summon them in attack position always when you activate Gear in attack in end phase. Anyway, we first summon Gigant to bait something. Devastated will probably use a combination of Bottomless and some other card. So here it showcases MST and Maxi, who are very useful in Geargia Mirror matches due to interactions such as this one, when they're easily made chain link 1 without basically any drawback, and Gigant misses timing. So one more thing, Devastated, having opened a very weak hand, still chose to set Accelerator, but since we know he doesn't play hands, I think that's a misplay, as we'll either attack or destroy him in any case. Yeah, this is destruction for MST. Flip summoned Giano MK2, and he uses Breakthrough skill. So this telegraphs he might have actually armor, so it's too risky to attack, although we would clear Accelerator. We set our own Accelerator because we at least can add something. And we also bluff armor or hand, and this makes our MK2 Accelerator loop established. He flips to destroy our MK2 at least. He doesn't set MST as he's preparing to make Exiton in the following turns with the help of Soul Charge. We flip. And yeah, since we see he only has Accelerator, we want to get rid of it as soon as possible since he doesn't get any value, and we'll snowball this +2 advantage we now have. We crash and get MK2 back. We could continue the loop by simply summoning Accelerator in defense once more, but just summoning Alucard is for sure the better call here. So two reasons mostly. Him possibly top decking armor, and his set back row being sitting here for a couple of turns. So it's most likely wiretap. With this, he really can't do much. Sets MST at this time, who will bait this Alucard because we cannot. Yes, it's quite obvious it's a MST or something, but because of course it will get destroyed by Alucard, but we really can't risk having it been Geargia Gear, for example. So we pop it. And at this point, rather than attacking with Alucard for 1800, we should decide to Soul Charge. And to make a more threatening board for next turns. Also, if he top decks armor, we cannot really out it only with Alucard. And even if he top decks basically any monster, he still won't attack. We still, won't attack with Alucard because it's too risky. He top decks Mind Control. He wants to try his luck with Exiton, but Book of Moon here proves why it's one of the most synergistic cards for Geargia. We clicked the... what happened? Okay, yeah, we of course set his special summoned Accelerator. So we are now +5 and the game is concluded. We attack twice. And that's game. So game 3. That was a really poor opening on his half. This hand, he opens quite good with Geargia Gear. But as we see now, one Exiton could actually win this game in turn 2 due to 2 wiretaps, Needle Sealing, and Geargia Gear, which probably won't even get chained. Yeah, this lone Accelerator also doesn't do anything for him. We actually open a way to get to Exiton and could win on the spot, but playing against 4 back row is really not realistic. It will go through. So we should at least calculate what the options are. He has Warning, 2 Horns, Trap Tricks, Trap Hole Nightmare since he plays Myrmelio. He has 2 Breakthrough skills, 3 Fiendish Chains, so it's really statistically a low chance. So we opened good, but his 2 wiretaps will put in work. Will finally do their job, having been dead for 2 games. So we get to armor. and end phase activates Geargia Gear. We'll try to Black Horn the first summon and the second one. He of course wiretaps our Black Horn, and now we hope we'll use Needle Sealing to our advantage. So we Black Horn once more, and he once more wiretaps, which is the correct play here, since he also has Soul Charge to come back. Okay, now we use this MK2 Chainlink 1 to use Needle Sealing. We would take control of the game here had it not been for this Soul Charge. Yeah, this really puts us behind now. So top decking Geargia, then making Exiton wouldn't actually do much, because two Gigants would float into Gianos, one would... no, actually only one Giano. Two Giano, sorry. And Exiton can only clear one. We top deck Needle Sealing, set it. And yeah, this Needle Sealing will take care of XYZs. And he'll most likely firstly use Alucard and not Gigant. Which might be considered a misplay. Firstly, you might want to use Gigant, then Alucard if needed. And this really takes care of all three XYZs. He also can't really attack because we might have a set armor. Horn is really a good top deck here from Devastated. Here we could bluff by thinking a bit and checking opponent's graveyard. Twice, this would mean we are telegraphing either armor, not wanting to flip it, being afraid of Fiendish Chain or Breakthrough Skill, or having a set not wanting to flip it once again because being afraid of Bottomless and company. Yeah, so Devastated here is out of Gigant. He's out of Alucard, so nothing really threatens Accelerator that much. We still decide to kill some guys, and we'll get rid of MK2. So here, even if he crashes, he still can get to armor or arsenal because they're not yet in the graveyard. Here I wouldn't attack because that way I'll get to armor. So if I top deck a monster, I might try to summon Dweller, and he has Black Horn. Plus Fiendish for any XYZs. We add armor because we don't want to deck tin now, so we don't add arsenal. Because whoever gets to armor first here is in the better position, so we leave two more armors in the deck rather. Devastated establishes his loop here and makes his Needle Sealing much more activatable, which is why he attacked in the first place, most likely. Here we decide to clear MK2 because we have double Findish chain to protect armor, even if he has breakthrough skill or Findish chain to leave our armor in attack. Otherwise, he would just use it in the following turn, so it doesn't really matter much. We decide to protect armor with our new set. So here an MST or Book of Moon would come really clutch. Bottomless on top deck, which should have actually been sided out, going second. Here he top decks Mirmelio. So that's a really good top deck. He gets a free +1 cool card to protect with, and he'll most likely make Emerald because it's hard to win not having any Gigants, and we still have 3. And Alucard is a very strong card in mirror match. We use Bottomless. He wiretaps and will have to finish. So we both now have 3 face-up unusable cards, but he has 3 live ones as well. So top decked Ice Hand is a very good top deck, but if I remember correctly, we didn't really play it correctly. So basically, same way as he didn't respect our needle ceiling back in previous turns. When it nuked his 3 XYZ monsters, we now decide to firstly pop let's see, the newly set let me see. Okay, so we know the leftmost card is bottomless. We should pop one of these unknowns, taking a 50-50 gamble, and we can always clear this known Findish chain with our second Ice Hand, because we wanted to flip-flop armor, but still, as I said, we can do it second Ice Hand. Even hitting bottomless trap hole would do much more. At least we wouldn't have to play around this bottomless anymore. Those 2 sets were really sitting a long time, and it should have been somewhat obvious that it's not debunk, it's needle ceiling. And this way, destroying Findish chain was useless since armor now dies as well, and we're back at -3. Yeah, I don't really remember if I knew if he played this one off needle ceiling, so that might have took us by surprise. Geargia Gear is a good top deck, but if we beat with MK2 and Accelerator under bottomless, that is probably best to not XYZ on 3 back row. This way we play under breakthrough skill, under bottomless, and black horn. Basically all 3 cards he has. Yeah, this mind control will surely seal the game sooner or later, as it's probably the best card in Geargia mirror match. This is probably a misplay, not going for Accelerator, taking 900 points more damage and putting here below 2000. So his Soul Charge will summon 1 less guy, and also his Solemn Warning would be dead now. Maybe we try to play against Crow, and that's the only reason, but still, we should go for Accelerator. Main phase 2, we try our luck with Exiton, who gets horned. We set Arsenal because we cannot attack him. Sorry, he cannot attack us because it might be an armor or a hand. And we also know he has bottomless, so bottomless would just clear Arsenal. So now he finally gets to armor. Yeah, he gets to armor one turn sooner than we get to our second Geargia gear, which is some rather unfortunate. We can now flip Arsenal because even if he gets taken out by bottomless, because we have this Geargia gear. So really a back and forth game. He doesn't bottomless because he has mind control. We go to armor. We're planning to survive on this Black Horn of Heaven. Here warning, yeah, might be the best top deck available. So he decides to present a field that doesn't die to torrential or third needle ceiling, mayhaps. So yeah, all these turns we must consider that he's out of Gigants, Alucard, and a way to get back any of them because Emerald is also gone. Yeah, here mind control on our armor is devastating, no pun intended. Yeah, we should use Horn now because it can destroy possibly top decked armor. And also he doesn't die by Fire Hand if we top deck that maybe. So 1500 damage. Geargia Gear in end phase. So here, once again, he'll probably miss the timing of Gigant, same play as he did before, using this breakthrough skill which should have been sided out is the correct card to be used. And he's now basically +4 even after going -1 for this. We set Accelerator to bluff another armor. And it's also fine just to set it because it will get us to armor actually. He again correctly doesn't attack. So if we have armor, he has Fiendish and warning for it, and next turn he can destroy it with last Accelerator he has being added from deck with this armor, so that's why it was correct not to attack. We are now, let me see, yeah, 70 minutes into this match. So I remember that when he drew for turn this armor, I thought he set the card he already had in his hand, that being Geargia Arsenal. I had to actually double check after the match, but apparently I missed a shuffle, a hand shuffle. Yeah, this one. That's why I attacked, because I was sure he was bluffing an Arsenal as he did before with Accelerator. But even attacking into armor isn't all that bad because he would flip it anyway and he only has 2 more cards to add, so he'll get to Accelerator in any case. Now he will most likely make a Dweller or Black Ship for this Accelerator and this possible hand. So still he won't be able to get around the armor. I mean, he also has Warning. He makes Dweller, uses it, destroys the accelerator of course, but then attacks this armor, which does 200 points of damage, making his Warning dead. Yes, having both of Warning and Fiendish, it was for sure the correct play to just wait out. He could make Black Ship of Corn then, and with his last attack next turn, yeah, he could clear this armor more effectively. So we are now back in the game due to this Warning being dead. Not much targets for us as well. So here the correct and only play is to make Karn Gorgon. Because it plays around Zen mains. Actually, it doesn't because he has breakthrough skill, but it plays around Fiendish, it plays around MST, and can attack over armor. Summoning Gigant means Zen mains can kill him, and Dweller can also activate, so it won't float. We attack this armor, he finishes. MST takes care of Compulse, and that's game because he summons Arc. Yeah, he plays 2 Arcs, which come in clutch, but even summoning Diamond Direwolf would do about the same. So, yeah, very well played from Devastated for the most part. So this match, and especially Game 3, is a great example why I love H.A.T format. 80 minutes of back and forth format knowledge, statistics, memorizing, bluffing, deck and deck siding skills, and of course some luck. With this third replay behind us, I'd really like to point out that I don't usually misplay that much, as we've seen in these couple games. And I'll soon cover some replays where I don't make such grand mistakes. I hope you enjoyed this tense match. Bye, guys.